Hey there, fantasy football fanatics. Welcome to week 4 of the Love for the Game season. So grab your drinks, pops, whatever, buckle up because this week is set to be a wild ride. The air is thick with anticipation as our teams gear up for some epic matchups. We've got Brock Hard facing off against the undefeated Mahomes in what might just be the showdown of the century. I mean, come on, folks. Who doesn't love a good underdog story there? In the other corners of the league, like Bear and Brawl, we've got the golf-themed team looking to crush Gritty Fly, while Red Panda takes on the CDTDs in their inaugural meeting. I mean, who knew Red Pandas could play football? So pour yourself another round of pop, and let's dive into these matchups that'll leave you cheering or crying for Sunday night. Cheers. In a clash that left fans on the edge of their seats, Injury Prone triumphed over Red Pandas with the score of 122.70 to 92.35. Despite giving it their all, the Red Panda team couldn't shake off the bad luck vibes and ranked low in coach performance this week. So meanwhile, Injury Prone continued their undefeated streak at 3-0, showcasing while they're sitting pretty at third in the standings. With this victory solidifying a perfect head-to-head record against the Red Panda, now at an unflattering 0-3. The drama thickens as we wait to see how these two teams will regroup moving forward. In an electrifying showdown, Brock Hard triumphed over the golfing team with a decisive score of 130.67 to 90.23. Securing their third consecutive victory, Brock Hard solidified their position as a powerhouse this season. With luck on their side and strategic lineup decisions, they achieved the 6 highest points for the week. Despite Goff's valiant efforts and battling spirit, they found themselves struggling at ninth in the standings after this clash. Yet every challenge is an opportunity, so it's time for them to regroup and see what goes on for this week. Brock Hard's journey continues as they aim for greatness and love for the game, proving that hard work and determination lead to triumphs on and off the field. Every matchup writes its own story, so who's going to rise next? In a close contest that hardly seemed decisive, Mahomes narrowly edged out Gritty Fly with the score of 131.60 to 129.80. While Mahomes secured the win thanks to their top-tier coaching performance, ranking first in optimal lineup selection, their luck played an arguably significant role, coming in at a favorable level compared to their opponents, who faced misfortune this week. With this victory, Mahomes remains undefeated at a record of 3-0, and stands atop of the league rankings, where Gritty struggles continue as they sit at 1-2 overall. Despite both teams scoring such impressively within the top ranks, skepticism lingers over where such a tight matchups will define their seasons moving forward, or simply just highlighting the fleeting moments of the fortune on the fantasy battlefield. In a passionate duel, CDTDs faced off against the formidable Ivan Tootin. In other words, they faced off against Burrow the W's. This evening's tournament was filled with highs and lows. CDTD scored at 85.41 points, but found themselves outmatched as the Teutons soared to 109.62 points, claiming victory once again in their ongoing saga. Despite a valiant effort, luck did not favor CDTDs at this time. A stark contrast to their rivals in their enchanting fortune. With the season record now on an unfortunate 0-3, love may be fleeting for CDTDs, but hope lingers in their past victories over Teuton. 4 wins before this encounter remind them of sweet memories of missed heartbreaks. Each matchup dances with potential, leaving room for redemption next week. What an electrifying showdown we witnessed. In a clash for the ages, Burjabides triumphed over the Jokus on you with a nail-biting score of 133.94 to 131.68. Both teams showcased their fantasy prowess, ranking 3rd and 4th in points this week, but it was Burjabides that snatched the victory from the jaws of defeat. With luck favoring them significantly more than their rivals, despite being outmatched historically, Burjabides notched their second win of the season, now 2-1, while Njoku stumbles to 1-2. In a match surely etched in memory as these fierce competitors battle for the glory and love for the game league. So keep your eyes peeled. These teams are both going to be heating up. In a thrilling clash of titans, Bear Down edged out game over for you with a razor-thin margin of 139-10 to their opponent's 138-14 in the Week 4 Love for the Game League, thanks to a fumble that happened. With this victory, Caleb Williams fan, or Bear Down here, solidified their position at the top of the points leaderboard for the week and climbed to a commendable record of 2-1 on the season. Despite falling short, Game Over For You showcased their impressive offensive prowess, challenging their rivals but ultimately succumbing under the pressure. While luck played an unusual hand, favoring Bear Down significantly a little bit more, both teams displayed remarkable talent and strategy. As they continue down this arduous path through the season, rivalry memories linger. After all, this was yet another chapter in their enthralling head-to-head history, where Bear Down has now triumphed twice against 5 losses overall against Game Over For You. So there was nothing for this week in league history, so we'll jump right into the Week 4 preview. This week highlights is the showdown between the undefeated Titans, Brock Hard and Take Me Mahomes. Get ready to rumble as these two powerhouse teams clash in a battle for supremacy. Brock Hard enters with a perfect 3-0 record, boasting impressive scoring and an ironclad defense. Meanwhile, Take Me Mahomes aims to keep their streak alive with their own stellar performance. But don't count out the strategy. Brock Hard has never faced Take Me Mahomes before. With both teams eager to prove that they're the best, expect fireworks on every play. In another thrilling matchup, Game Over For You faces Bird Abides, with Game Over For You holding a solid historical advantage at 3-1. Can Bird Abides turn the tide against their rival? And let's not overlook injury-prone taking on the Jokus on you. Will the Jokus continue their dominance, or will injury-prone surprise everyone? The stakes are high this week in love for the game. We went over the game of the week. If I had to choose, I've bet on Mahomes all this time. I'm going to bet on Mahomes again. I will take, in this historic matchup of teams that never faced before, I will take Mahomes with the win. Next, we have Caleb Williams fan, or Bear Down, versus Ivan Tootin, either formerly Burl W. Their last matchups, so far Bear Down has had the advantage against Tootin, with their last matchup being 137.08 to 115.74. Injuries have hurt Tootin this year, and that causes the changing of the team name. That could be what is needed. I mean, he did get his first win last week by the name change, so who knows? It could be another win this week. But in this case, I could see a high-scoring affair between the both of them. I mean, with Bear Down scoring a bunch of points at will, he could easily score 140. And Tootin, our last year's scoring champ, could easily drop 130 with this team. But in this case, I will give the edge, a slight edge, to Bear Down. Next is the Goff-themed team versus Gritty Fly. Kind of a close battle, as you see here, with the 2-1 record in favor of Gritty Fly. But the last matchup was a dominant win for the Goff-themed team, 147-74 to 94-09. In this case, it's going to be another tough battle, at both teams sitting at 1-2 this week. But if I had to pick for this week, give me Gritty Fly. Okay, a lot of stuff has happened with the injuries, and that he can now pick up the pace here. But I will say, for me, this is my almost upset of the week, where I think Goff-themed team could edge out Gritty Fly. But I can't wait to see what this matchup unfolds. Next, we got the Red Pandas team of Touchdown Packers taking on CDTDs. I did say at the end of the last video, which if you haven't seen, you should go watch, that at the time of the recording, the guy who, the Storyscape Sports, who was Touchdown Packers, unfortunately was unable to finish the season. So we went out and we found somebody in case for the Red Pandas here. But the person that's in charge of the Red Pandas happens to be the son of the CDTDs. So we got a classic father-son matchup. It's never been happened. You kind of want the son to beat the father, right? But in this case, you want the father to assert his dominance over his son. And me, having kids of my own, I'd want that as well. So in this matchup, give me CD TDs over Red Panda, or touchdown Packers in this case. And yes, we got Bird Abides taking on Game Over for You in a pretty, I want to say, good matchups all around. I mean, yes, it's 3-1 all-time series, but the matches have been close. The matchups have been high scoring. And in this case, the last matchup here, as you see, was close. 109.10 to 107.11. And it's going to be another dog fight this week. But if I had to pick a team, it's Game Over for You. It's one of the highest scoring teams in our league who's been consistent. Not as much as Bird Abides has, but Bird Abides is also pretty good. Okay? He has coming off one of the guys got injured, and he happens to have the backup of that person that got injured. So of course he's going to throw him in there. But I don't think it's enough to overpower Game Over for You. So give me Game Over for You in this tight matchup. And last, we've got the Joker's on You, 1-2 versus Injury Prone at 3-0. Njoku's on You has had Injury Prone's number. It started off with the win for Injury Prone, but then a streak of 5 losses for Injury Prone. But this year could be different. Injury Prone is 3-0. Njoku's on You has had some tight matchups, hard-fought matchups, but sits a record of 1-2. But if I had to pick, I think Njoku on You takes the W still. Injury Prone, yes, while sitting at 3-0. No business being 3-0. They should be 1-2 at this point, or even 0-3. But luck's on their side this year. But I still think Njoku on You takes the W here. Alright, so after these games, we have had some updates to the power rankings. Power rankings still sees Game Over for You, even at 1-2, still a powerhouse, still staying atop of the standings. Take Me Mahomes follows right behind him, still at 3-0. Njoku's on You, yes, at 1-2. Still sitting pretty solid in the rankings. Bird Abides follows right behind him at 2-1. At 4th. Brock Hard at 3-0, right there as well. But we did have some changes. Injury Prone moved from 7th to 6th at 3-0. Gritty Fly moved up 1 to 7. Bear Down moved up 2 spots to 8. Golf's team took a hit, the biggest hit on the board this week, dropping 3 spots to 9. CD TDs goes down a spot to 10. Teuton's at 11. And the Red Panda team at 12. That's it. That's all I had for the video this week. If you've made it this far, that's awesome. I appreciate you dearly for watching it through. So if you want to, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment. I'm still looking for feedback, so if you guys have any feedback for me, go ahead, leave it in the comments. If you had a favorite memory that you've had in fantasy football, leave it in the comments. If you had a favorite situation that happened this week, also leave it in the comments. I like stories, so if you got stories, leave those in the comments as well. Week 4 is upon us. It's going to be a fun week. With that being said, I'm Commissioner Tim. We're going to get out of here. To everyone, including my guys, good luck, and may the odds ever be in your favor. Bye-bye now.